Hey, this is JT with Silver Street Marketing, and today we will be going over how to get new buyer and seller leads from advertising your listing on Facebook. So we're going to be going through how to do that, the strategy behind it, and we'll kind of just give you an overview here. We've got a little bit about the conversion-based strategy. We're going to be going a little bit into setting up the Carrot landing page to make sure that this is all ready to go, as well as setting up your Facebook campaign and creating the actual ad. So we've got a lot of cool stuff to cover today, and we're going to jump right into it. Always remember, there is nothing wrong with exploring your options, but the most important thing is to be consistent. And the reason why I say this is because there are so many ways to advertise your listing online. Now, you're going to hear all these different strategies. And this one in particular is one that I've used to manage for my clients, and I've seen amazing results out of. Just only a few days of marketing a listing that one of my clients got. We were marketing about $5 a day, and we came in with 24 leads at $2 a piece, all for one listing that they had obtained. And this is what I'm going to be teaching you guys today, because I think there's a lot of value in getting actual emails, phone numbers, and names of people who are looking at buying a new home. Now, a lot of those will have an existing home, especially depending on the price range of home that you're advertising, that they need to sell. So being focused on being able to provide value is going to help us as we try to convert these leads. And there's going to be other ways to do this, obviously, but this is the way that I've seen success. And it's a lead-based strategy, so we can actually get some phone numbers and emails and names that we can be contacting and setting up follow-up processes for, so that we can have people coming through our pipeline. So the first thing that we need to talk about is creating our strategy. And we won't only be talking about this on how to do it, but we're actually going to show you how to do it. But first off, to lay down the kind of base layer so we know in what way that we're moving, is first, we always need to be focused on bringing value. So in this case, the value that we're bringing is information on this property. So we're thinking about all the things that, somebody who's looking at buying a new home, or, interested in selling their house and getting another one in the market because the rates are low, or for whatever reason that they're kind of going through at that moment, we need to be able to bring value to that situation. And that doesn't only apply to our ad. This applies to every little piece of follow-up, anything that's going on, any engagement with this person, whether it's through our digital marketing, through our physical talking, or any other piece of follow-up that we send them. We need to bring value. By doing that, you're going to be able to really become the agent that works with this person. Number two, there must be a clear path to conversion. So we need to make sure we have a website or a lead form in place that's very simple and easy, is a very straightforward way to collect and disperse information, so that we have everything set up correctly, and we make sure that we are providing that value that we've been talking about, that we're going to be using in our ad. And then lastly, success is always in the follow-up. Do not give up on these leads because they don't respond to your first email or your first phone call. Most deals are not closed until between the 9th and the 12th interaction. Keep that in mind. Success is always in the follow-up. All right. So this is really where we're going to lay out how we're going to move this lead. So first, we need to get access. We need to say, let's get access to the property. So we're going to use that as our hook. We're going to say, hey, do you want access to so-and-so property that's being, for sale? And we're going to go into this script a little bit later, but that's going to be our first piece. So that's going to be kind of our hook that gets somebody interested. Next, we need to have a clear path. And that path is going to be driving them to the landing page. Now, we're going to be using a Carrot landing page, and I'm going to be showing you how to create that Carrot landing page, and how to use that as a conversion tool. And lastly, our goal is going to be filling out the lead form. So that's kind of our path for this lead, and what we will be doing. Now that we have everything kind of a base layer set up, let's jump in and actually build this out. So we're going to start with the Carrot page. So I'm going to hop over here. I am going to, here's my Silver Street Marketing Carrot website. So I am going to go into my content. I'm going to go to landing pages. And the first thing we're going to do is build the landing page sorry, I just got to move myself real quick, for the leads that we're going to be driving traffic to. So now I like this first image squeeze page. This is the one that I usually go with. Now I've tested other ones as well, but this one is a really good one to be advertising your listing from. So we're going to pull this up. All right, now we're going to give it a quick title. We're going to do listing landing page. Actually, let's do listing LP, and that way it's not as long. All right. And we got to make sure that we select an opt-in form. Now, if you haven't created an opt-in form specifically for this landing page, then we're going to show you how to do that. So usually the easiest way for me to kind of go through this is I just pull up one and then I hit edit form, and then we go in and we are going to go to forms, and then we're going to pick the one that we want to duplicate. Usually what I like to do is I like to use this what do you have to lose to get started now. It's usually the one that fits the best for this landing page. So we're going to go ahead, we duplicated it, and we're going to go ahead and edit it, and we're going to put get instant access to this property. And we're going to hit update. And we're going to be asking for the name, the phone number, and the email address. All right, so that's perfect. Let me make sure we hit update here. And we're going to go into the form settings. And you can put a little note here, like, you know, you could always, if you're going to send them more properties in the future, you can put, we will send more properties similar to the property you're interested in, you know, in the future, or whatever you'd like. That's kind of up to you on this form. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to change the button to get instant access. Okay, we're going to update that. Now we're going to go back to the landing page and we're going to refresh that real quick. That way we can use that form that we just selected. So get instant access to this property. And we're going to come down here and we're going to make sure that we choose the image that we want on here. Now, I personally have found that the background image that usually works best for me is actually changing the size of the image. So when I upload it, I like to upload an image that has like a website template size, which is like 1300 by like 1200 pixels. That usually works best for me. You can do that inside of Canva. If you go to canva.com, canva.com, you can actually create that yourself, and it works really well. So once you have that uploaded, you're going to go ahead and click select. I always like to make sure to preview it beforehand. You can always publish it and change it later, but just make sure it looks nice and be able to use that. I'm going to just move myself over here. There are some things you want to make sure that we take note of. And before we publish, we're actually going to make one last change here. We are going to hide the header. Now you can leave the header if you want. I personally don't like it, so I am going to take that away. That way it just seems a little bit more seamless. It just is a little bit more strictly a landing page. And I am going to hit the update button up here, and we can just view this real quick to kind of give you an idea. So I'll move myself down. So you can see we've got an easy little landing page here, get instant access to this property. And this is going to be the image of the home that we are going to be sending the listing or the traffic from. So just make sure that this is the listing picture. And again, you can change those dimensions in canva.com. Then just switch it over to the website and then download it back onto your computer, and it will look nice and it won't be all pixelated, and it just will be a little bit more seamless. So that's what I like to do here. Now that we have the Carrot page ready, we just need to get the thank you page ready. So this is the landing page. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to come back to Carrot, and we are going to duplicate one of our thank you pages. So I usually like to use like either one of like our contact us or something like, something similar, just because it's very simple already, kind of already has a structure set to it that we can edit and then add all those pictures to it real fast. So I am going to go ahead in here and I'm going to say thank you listing LP, and I'm going to put thank you for connecting with us. And I'm going to start filling out the information of the listing. So we're going to do thank you for connecting with us. And I'm going to put the address of the listing. So ABC Silver Street listing, and put the price, $500,000. And then we're going to put some info on the property. So we could do a little paragraph here, and we could do, 2,500 square feet, 3 bed, 3 bath, etc. This will be up to you to fill out. And then we make sure to add our pictures. So we're going to go ahead and do gallery, and then you go ahead and upload those pictures here. And so this is going to be kind of our instant access page. And then down here, what I like to do, I like to have this contact info in here, but I also like to switch over this form. And you can switch it over to, like find more info about this property. It could be a contact us to learn more about this property, whatever you'd like. But I always like to have a form down here just in case if somebody has questions about the property that they want to see it or they want to reach out to us about it. That way they can do it from this Carrot page. And this will actually be the thank you page that you're going to need to grab this URL slug along with the URL. And you're going to come into your forms, you're going to go to confirmations, and you're going to go into this and change this form to the thank you page for the actual listing. So you just come in here, edit that, and change that over to the new page. So you could grab the URL and do it, or you could do it through just selecting the page that you've duplicated and what you've named it to. So that's up to you guys to do and how you'd like to set it up. But now that we have a Carrot landing page ready to go, and we want to go in and start advertising that page to get people to start clicking through, we are going to go into the ads manager. Now, this is where all the fun begins. All right, so to create this campaign, what we're going to be doing is we are going to be doing a conversions campaign. You just have to this little green button, and then you'll hit conversions, and then we'll start making this together. Now, I already have my structure set up, but I'm going to walk you through it still the same. First things first is we have to name the campaign. I did leads from listing, and then we have to turn on the special ad category and turn on housing. If you don't do this, your ad account will be shut down. So make sure you do it. And then you'll make sure that you're selected on conversions, and that is it for this page. What conversions means is we are driving traffic in the hopes of converting a lead on our landing page. So remember this page right here that we've created. We're basically telling Facebook, hey, when we send traffic here, we expect the person to fill out these forms and click this button. Now, in order to be able to have this optimized with Facebook, you do need to have your Facebook pixel installed. So you need to make sure that you have your normal pixel installed on the entirety of your website and your lead pixel or whatever you're using to optimize the event needs to be on your thank you page. So whatever thank you page you're doing, you need to make sure that your tracking code is installed there. If you have more questions about that, you can check out our YouTube channel. We have videos that describe how to place that pixel on your Carrot website. So you can check that out. Coming back here to the actual ad, we are going to go into the ad set level. Now I've just named this listing landing page, and we have to select our conversion event. So whatever event you're optimizing for, I prefer to optimize for lead. So I'm going to go ahead and select lead. And then I am going to come down here. I'm going to select my budget for this particular, what we did for this past client is I used about $5 a day. I would suggest in a range between $5 to $10 a day is a decent budget you can be using for this. If you expect your listing to go faster, I would say put more money towards it. Because then you'll generate more leads more quickly. And then that way you have some leads to go off of. Maybe you can dual represent, or you're going to have leads that you're going to be able to, get back to that are interested in the property before it's under contract to help bump up that price. But coming down here, we're going to go and select manual placements, and we're going to come down to the bottom. And the only one we're going to deselect are going to be these right here. We don't want them in the rewarded videos or the in-stream videos. So we're going to take away the in-stream, and under the apps and sites, the rewarded and the in-stream videos. We're optimized for conversions, so we are good there. And now into the ad, which is the fun part. Make sure you select your page, and I suggest getting a photo of the listing and putting it here. We're just going to use a single image, and it's going to automatically, if you place it, I would suggest using a square image for this, because the square image will automatically adjust the formatting for all of the formats on Facebook. So if you have a square image like a 500 by 500 or 600 by 600, that will work best here. We're going to come down to the copy. Now, if you want this copy for free, feel free to use the same structure. You can also just comment on the bottom, your email, and we would love to send you a little booklet of sample copy that you can use in your ads to generate motivated seller leads or buyer leads, as well as advertising listings, and kind of the template that we use to do that. So here, I like to use a couple of emojis in the beginning just to kind of capture some attention. And then I use a hashtag. And then I kind of put in just the info of the property. Right below the first immediate description, I put view price and photos of this property now, and I put a bit.ly link. So I use a direct link that goes, you can either use the direct link from your website, or you can create it into a bit.ly link with some custom URL parameters if you want to track where those leads are coming from. But I go ahead and I put that in the copy so people can click immediately to go straight to that listing. I do a little bit more of the description of the listing. Usually I take that as my description that I'm using on the MLS. And then lastly, I do another direct link there, view price and photos of this property now. If you remember, this was kind of our main value and hook proposition, be able to get them on the path to going to our website for the goal to fill out the lead form. Down here, I've got a headline, get price and photos of this home for sale instantly. And we've got a website, and then we've put in our URL. Coming down, we got to make sure our Facebook pixel is selected. And I like to use the Learn More button. You can see multiple variations of this ad, so you can see them in different placements just by clicking and checking out the different placements. So you'll be free to be able to see what it's going to look like in different parts of Facebook. From there, we go ahead, we come down here to the bottom right, and we click Publish. And then your ads will start going live, and they will be driving to that landing page. Make sure you've got everything, your lead form, your landing page, your thank you page, all put together with the information of the listing on your thank you page, and you will be good to go. Now, I know that's a lot of information. There are other ways to be able to do this, but I have found that this has driven a lot of leads for my clients. If you are interested in learning more, you can always go to our YouTube channel. We've got a lot of free content there. You can always reach out to us, silverstreetmarketing.com. We do have account build outs where we create the account for you, or we have accounts where we'll actually manage it for you and be in there every single day to make sure to bring you more leads, more deals, and more value. So if you want to check any of that out, be sure to go to silverstreetmarketing.com, and we look forward to chatting with you.